We need more Sofias in this world. And I'm talking about Sofia from Latinos En Pizza, who is really, really a force to be reckoned with. I'm talking about a person with systems. I'm talking about a person with vision here. Like, she is doing things that no other content creator is doing right now in the pizza space. And that is developing this untapped community and really making it so that it is beneficial to all, both on the business level, on a community level, on a personal brand level. She's doing some amazing things. And Latinos in Pizza are a group you're definitely going to want to pay attention to on social media and beyond. In today's conversation, we talk about the things that they're doing both online and offline. And trust me, this is exciting stuff. And we even unpack the business side of creating content and building a community, and how that benefits both the community that you're building and the people who want to get involved with that community, or essentially tap in. This is an amazing episode, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And remember to always ask, what's good dough? To support the next generation of women pizza makers, Cordo and Stanislaus have joined hands with Pizza University and Women's Pizza Month to award scholarships to 5 aspiring women pizza makers. They also launched a limited edition For the Love of Pizza kit that puts the very best ingredients loved by professional pizza makers into the hands of at-home chefs. Apply for the scholarship and get your kit at cordo-olive.com/pizza-kit. Happy Women's Pizza Month, y'all. Okay, welcome back to the show, everyone. I have an amazing guest for you all today. Sofia from Latinos En Pizza is really doing some amazing work in this Instagram community, this pizza community that we have. And it's cool because she's documenting the journey along the way via their Instagram at Latinos En Pizza, and really just bringing together this subsection of the pizza industry that really needs to be highlighted. So, Sofia, thank you so much for being on. How are you doing?
Thanks for inviting me. Great. I'm doing amazing. Every day more exciting. Thanks a lot for the invitation.
Of course.
So excited.
So I just want to get started right off the bat here. And I just wanted to ask you, what inspired you to focus specifically on uplifting the Hispanic pizza community? Why now?
Why now? Yeah, that is a great question. Well, I mean, like, I'm Latino myself. I'm from Venezuela. I just realized every time that we went somewhere, as we travel a lot, that there was always Latinos involved in the pizza making process, especially in the back of the house of many kitchens here in US. And of course, in Latin America in general, there's a lot of great pizza movement. And I saw that there was like a gap in the market. We were really missing like a way to connect with all those talented and amazing pizza makers. Like, after being able to like set up our other business already and have it like, let's call it, run it by itself, or like without much intervention by us, we had like a little bit of free time and we really wanted to start a new project. We saw that this one was a very nice, very inspiring and very fun project to, like, try to tap on.
That's great. And the business that you're referring to, you have a mobile catering setup with Alessio, your husband.
Yeah.
Give us the name of that real quickly. Atlanta Pizza Truck?
Sure. Yes. We founded the Atlanta Pizza Truck in 2020.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then you also do the classes as well.
Yes. That is not by me. That is run by Alessio, but it is on the same facility that we actually built for our catering. So yeah, it's the Associazione Verace Pizza Napolitana School in Atlanta. Alessio is the director of that school.
And so you have a lot of things going on already. You said you had your business sort of running on its own. Can you tell us how you got that going on its own? Because I think that's an important thing to focus on.
Yeah, I definitely think that is important because it was, of course, a challenge. Like, sometimes, of course, we have to overlook of everything that happens. That I feel like you won't stop. It's like, like, you will always want to check what is going on in there. But how we did it was like trying to find the right people, trying to train it, and trying to create a method that it was easy to replicate. I really remember spending a lot of times doing like forms for people to follow, like instructions, like guidelines, like leaving everything in written and trying to understand what was the best ways to standardize the process. So, like more people could like do it even if we were not there.
So you started this business in 2020. It's 2023 when you're starting Latinos in Pizza, and you figured out systems are the way. What systems are you implementing in Latinos in Pizza, if anything, that are working out?
Yeah. I mean, like we started with the social media strategy. I feel like it's like a very wide thing. Latinos and Pizza is a very wide project because it involves a lot of countries and a lot of people and a lot of collaborators. So it's of course more difficult. It did take us, like quite a few months to, like figure that out. Right now we are trying to create like a calendar. We're trying to create like a brand identity for us. When we did the tour, it also helped us, like to delegate some tasks to us, to the team that we have in the social media background, some tasks also to Alessio and to all the collaborators. So, like delegating is the first step. Understanding what are the talents of the people that you are working with is definitely, like key for you to be able to like run a business and, like it kind of like run on its own or create like a method or stuff like that.
But what if someone you think is good at something and they're not? Or how do you determine who does what? Because I imagine you may think you're good at social media, but you find someone else is better, or vice versa.
Of course. I feel like one of the very most important things about a business is like leaving the ego aside because you want the best for the business. As you say, maybe I'm going to believe that I'm the best for one job, the best fit. For example, I feel like I'm an amazing organizer. But at the same time, if I find someone that does it better, I need to be able to recognize it, even if that means saying like, okay, that person is better than me. That is one of the first difficult tasks. The second one is like to take the time to understand and analyze people. Like of course, people can always surprise you. That is part of being an entrepreneur, taking risk. That is, I guess, like part of one of the risk. But in general, it's like about getting to know people, taking a little bit of risk, and being able to leave your ego aside, and like try to think what is best for the business, not like what is best for you.
I love that. And I think it's very key to just double down on the fact that like leave yourself open to finding people's strengths, because at the end of the day, if you're the one doing it all and you don't trust your team to try new things and take those risks, you'll never know if they're any good. And sometimes it really just takes time for them to really blossom into an expert or someone who's very capable. They might need some hand holding, but at the end of the day, in order for you to take on new projects, do bigger things, as you've exampled, you have to delegate.
Yes, I definitely agree. It's difficult for everyone. I feel like it's all of us that we believe that no one is going to do the things better than we do it, or with more love or with more dedication, but you have to let it go in order to be able to, like get and reach more and higher levels.
One thing that you are is the face of Latinos in Pizza, but you're also delegating these social media creations to your community, which I love seeing. And how has that helped your brand and the mission that it's doing in trying to bring everyone together?
Well, I feel like that let people understand that Latinos in Pizza is not about a face, it's not about a person in a specific, but it's about like building a community, and it's about like everyone putting a little bit of their effort to make something significant. Because at the end, if we are able to grow, if we are able to show like Latinos are here, like we are very talented, we are doing amazing things with pizza, that is going to benefit us all. Right now, like there's a great tendency, but sometimes it's not as heard as we wish it was, because of course pizza has been like an industry dominated first by Italians, then by Americans. So, like we are still moving towards that, but because and to be able to reach that, we definitely need everyone to put their little piece.
Is it hard to, I imagine if people are submitting their pizzas to Latinos in Pizza for a collaboration, I think there's a benefit to being able to spread that reach and awareness more rapidly. But is it hard to pick and choose which ones get a collaboration? Is it hard to pick and choose if, I don't know, the content is good or bad or doesn't align with what you're trying to curate as a curator of this page?
That is a great question. That is actually a very good question. I really like it because at the beginning of our journey, it was actually us going after people, asking them to create content. Like, hey guys, like every 1 or 2 days reminding them, hey, you can upload this in the folder. You can send us a collaboration request or whatever. And, like it kind of took us time. We were like trying to use our own clips from Atlanta Pizza Truck. Some people might send us some content, some times, like we might have to improvise, but now we reach a point that a lot of people want to collaborate and a lot of people are mentioning us, like tagging us. What we try to do first is that we put a limit because there's people amazing that of course they want to collaborate as much as they can and they do a lot of content, but like we kind of have to give a space for everyone. That is the first thing that we do. Then we prioritize like a schedule. Like for example, if we are covering an event, like we were like, as I told you, we were in Miami a couple of days ago, we try to prioritize that because we want to like emphasize whatever event is going on. Then of course, if there's anything, around the time, like for example, if it's Christmas time or if it's Halloween time, we try to see what kind of theme is there. And after that, of course, we try to see about like what videos have like the potential of like going viral or like it follows like certain requirements that our social media guys have like kind of standardized, like, let's call it, because that is also very important. It's very important to keep the engagement of the page. Like people that maybe don't meet those standards, it's not like we just ignore them and whatever. Like, I don't know you. We try to talk to them like, hey, look, we are not going to like this collaboration because of these reasons, but like if you want to participate in next collaborations, like we can help you out. We want to help people out to create better content, to be able to like engage every time more audience. So yeah, that is a little bit our goal.
I like that. It's not just ignore you, right? Left you on red. It's more like, here's how you can make it better, because you do want to collaborate with different people. And sort of what we were talking about earlier is leaving yourself open to that one post that you might not think is good or isn't a high follower account, but it could very much go viral.
That's right? That is true. Because even when we were like smaller, or even right now when we are, like we are growing every day, but like we are still in the process. We've got posts that even without us having collaborations or like not thinking they will go, they went like crazy numbers. You never know. Like, to be honest, it's kind of tricky. You try your best to understand the algorithm, but it's it's kind of predictable.
Let's double tap on that a little bit more. And what are you seeing go viral? And if you can, talk about why they went viral, if you have any observations.
Okay. No, yeah, that's interesting. I have some stuff that, first of all, what I feel is that the things that are for me like less, like you put less work, the less work that you put and the more like whatever, let's go ahead and see what happens, they are the ones that go the most viral. And videos that took us like a lot of time to record, like the quality, the kind of people, the quantity of things that we were doing, those are like, okay, of course well received by the audience, but doesn't go so viral. One of the things is like the timing. We realized that the first 5 to 10 seconds are very important in a video. The clips, sometimes it's just, like it doesn't even have to do with the quality of the videos. It has to do more of like the visual attention that the video generates. Now, I am not able to like standardize. Like if you tell me like, write me a document and explain me exactly what you mean with this, I will be like, I don't know how to put it in words. I know that those combinations of things generate certain audience, like that retains like the attention of people. I know that some videos like, hey, share this if you think, I don't know, someone owes you a pizza kind of stuff also generates things because, like people start to, like tap on that, share it. The algorithm make it, like go even higher because of that. So those kind of tricks I've seen that it work. So far it's been good. And, we are also, the thing is that we're also trying to do like serious content. Maybe those serious content don't go super viral, but, like we try to like level up with those two things.
Yeah, I sort of have this predicament that I'm into is that I'm here to spread some message, right? I want to educate the industry.
Okay.
I want to build the connections. I want to strengthen the pizza community as a whole. But also at the same time, sometimes those are more educational and I have to find a way to level up that message because that's the message I want to put out versus going out there to be entertaining or funny or just get the views, right? But I think at the end of the day, there has to be some balance. And what you're saying is sort of make sure the first few seconds are attractive, have that shareability factor, make it visual. Those are great tips. Before we continue with the show, I just want to let you know that this episode is sponsored by Baccio Cheese. Baccio cheese is my favorite pizza cheese when it comes to making Detroit-style pizzas. The cheese around the edges is just so creamy, buttery, delicious. It melts really well, and just the white cheddar mozzarella blend prevents me from having to go buy two separate cheeses and blending them myself. This blend is perfect in my eyes. And if you're a fan of shredding your own cheese, not to worry, they have block cheese too with a kiss of buffalo. I mean, come on, where are you going to get cheese that has a kiss of buffalo milk? Delicious stuff. If you're an operator looking to level up your cheese, check out Baccio Cheese. Not only do they make a great product, but they have a rewards program too. So that way, anytime you buy cheese for the shop, you get paid as well. Learn more using the link in the show notes or DM me and I'll connect you with them. Thank you for listening to our show sponsors.
Retention right now is very short among people in general. So it's very, very important to make things short and to make them attractive the very first few seconds.
Yeah. And even like that's the game that we have to play in order to spread our message because you yourself have a very important message is you're trying to bring together this community. What else is in the underlying message of Latinos in Pizza? Like what else are you all about aside from highlighting the folks in the industry that never really got the attention before?
Of course. We want to be able to open the market and the possibilities in Latin America to companies that want to reach there that maybe don't have like much idea where to start. Especially, like Italian or American companies, there's a big interest in Latin America, especially because a lot of people are transferring there, because of some certain reasons, there's like a lot of people transferring there and there's like a very, important industry going on in the whole region. We want to do that. We want to eventually enter in some sort of like educational programs or like programs that help vulnerable communities in Latin America to make a change in their life through pizza. That is something that I really envision, even though it's like a long-term thing. So basically, it's a little bit about everything. It's a little bit about, being able to help people, to give a voice to people, to help brands to connect with the public that they want to connect, and also to be able to like make a change in the region, in general, like helping people, which is something that I really, really look forward into.
No, that's great. And I think, some of the best businesses, at least in my eyes, have an aspect of their business where they're helping people And there's the aspect of the business where they get paid to help people, right? And so sort of finding that balance and making sure you're delivering more value to the people that you're serving and also get paid on the side. And so maybe we can break this question down in two parts, but how are you serving the people, the greater Hispanic community? Is it through educating them and showing them like what a good pizza maker is and does? And then we can talk about like, how are you then serving the people that help fund this project? But let's focus more on like the community that you're building. What's in it for them? Why should they follow Latinos in Pizza? What value do they get from that?
Well, first of all, like they can build a community across the whole region. Normally, what we see with pizza makers is that, like they, of course, they have the little social circle in the country, or maybe like countries that are next to it, or maybe very, very important figures of the pizza industry, but they don't have like a whole network of what is going on every single place of the continent. So we want them for them to be able to connect and maybe exchange ideas, maybe not only exchange ideas, maybe look into future projects or tap into future markets in other countries. So that is definitely something that I would think is important. The other thing is that we try to see what is the trend going in because different countries have different interests right now. There are different levels of the pizza culture. That's what we realized in this tour. We try to identify the trend and try to, like tap into that and maybe finding educational programs, maybe finding, like brands or things that are missing, because there's some countries that, like people have told us, like, like I wish I could do this product this way, but I'm missing this product, but I'm missing this tool that I need. So, like that is also very, very helpful for them. Well, I think those two things for sure. And the fact that we are also trying to find talents and to give them voices. Some people are very talented. They have so much potential. And, like the fact that maybe they don't know how to market themselves, or maybe they don't know the correct people to go to in order to, like get their message or the product seen by the rest of the world. So we kind of like try to help with that, especially knowing that we have already some experience here in America and Italy. So, like we are able to kind of like connect these two worlds.
Right. No, that's really cool. And yeah, I think when you said, I want this specific product, to me, it sort of reminded me of uni and how there are people in certain countries that don't have access to that. And so it's like, how do we figure out how to get uni there? Or, what can we do to get Caputo here because they want to make a specific type of pizza or they want to cook with a specific type of oven. And I think that's great work that you're doing to be able to foster that, even just the communication. Well, maybe you can't get Cordo olive oil outside of the US, but here's something similar here's a company that's similar that is in your country and has a similar process, something like that, right?
Exactly. The good thing about Latinos en Pizza is that we are open to like every type of flour, ovens, tomatoes, olive oil, cheese, like we are a community. We are a community that, like try to listen to everything that everyone has to say and try to work a little bit with everyone. We believe that, like there's enough market for people to be able to, like compete and, like have the same opportunities to showcase their product. And, like at the end, we want the decision to come down to quality, to what is best for the pizza maker or for the store and for the country, because, like many factors. But basically that's what we want at the end.
That's cool. On the note of talking about Uni Pizza Ovens is a show sponsor, and check it out. Uni is doing amazing things all over the globe, empowering pizza makers who never had the option to make pizza at home, start a small business, start a big business. Really, Uni is there with their amazing ovens, with their amazing products. They have everything from electric ovens to gas, to wood burning, to pellets, so that you can start your pizza journey or level it up. When it comes to new products, they have the Detroit style pizza pans that I am such a fan of. They're such a cool size. They have a great design. And when you look at just what you get when it comes to the pan and the cover, it is such great quality, and I highly recommend it to everyone. If you are in the market for new pizza goods, check out Uni using my link in the show notes. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you used my affiliate link. Thank you so much for supporting me and my show sponsors. Now back to the episode. Now let's talk about the business side of things, because that always excites me. I saw that you are helping brands get eyeballs through your platform. Can you talk more about that?
Okay. Well, yes. I mean, like the good thing with the brands is that there's a lot of missing things in the market in Latin America. But again, it's kind of complicated to navigate to different countries because of regulations, because of the economy, because of even the weather, or because even the competition that is in the country. So we are able to not only like help them connect to a distributor, which, like we have been actually able to do that. We are very proud of that. But also like explain them or give them like a little bit more of a research of what they are getting into. I think that is very important because, of course, like there's people willing to buy your product and you are willing to sell it. But what it actually involves, what is really, like going to be in there for you? Do you want to tap into this market? What way are you going to use to tap into this market? How you can enter? Do you need an ambassador for that? Do you need us to like maybe recommend a restaurant for you to be represented? So those are like quite a few questions that you need to ask if you're a brand yourself, in order to like have the most successful entrance in the market, in the market that you want to enter.
No, I like that boots on the ground role that you all play, because the brands, I mean, they can do as much research as they want, right? But you are actually talking to the people who would be potentially using their product. And those folks have other insights, like who they currently use for their distributor, what they like about the taste of a specific product, things like that. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And you have this opportunity to talk with the people on the ground by doing this tour that you're doing, right? You're going from place to place to place. Why is that the method you've chosen? Why not do it over Zoom, or why not have people come to you? You have a school, right? What sort of was your idea behind it all?
Well, one of the problems that we face with people, for example, answering one part of your question, with people coming over to the school, is the problems of mobility, of visa situation with many Latinos. To come to US, many need like visas. Sometimes countries take a lot of time giving those visas, or like ask for like a lot of requirements. So people might not be able to enter in the country as easy. In United States, for example. We see that it's good that we go to them because, like being there, like we really cross the distance and we really arrive to places that, like some people or most people haven't arrived, and they really feel like finally someone is hearing them, and we get like a lot of attention for that. Like I really feel like that makes them feel like really valued. Like it's not the same like maybe connecting someone over Instagram or over a message that like, I'm coming to your country, I'm seeing your culture, I'm visiting your pizzeria, I'm talking to your employees, like I'm really like getting close to you, I'm getting close to know you because I'm interested in what you are doing. It's, like not only a transaction, but it's really like, again, about building a community.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, the turnout that you all did at a class that was in a whole different continent was amazing to see. Congratulations on that, right?
Thank you.
What was the feeling when you launched this? Were you certain that it was going to sell out? How did you know that you were going to get that many students? Talk to us about that.
Well, we didn't know anything. Well, I'm not gonna lie.
Because if you did know, we'd be like, what's going on? What's the secret? But still, please do tell us about what went down.
I feel like we went there with literally, I won't say no expectations. We had a lot of expectations. A lot of people were waiting for us. Like they were very open about like, the excitement that they had of us going on there. But we really were tapping in something that we didn't know. To be honest, I didn't have experience organizing an international tour. I didn't have experience organizing all the stuff that went down, taking meetings in 3 different languages and so on. We still decided to take risk. I actually was thinking this a couple of days ago, like entrepreneurship is like a lot of taking risk and, like being okay with it. Being okay with like what happens if something goes wrong. Like you need to know how to manage the crisis. You need to understand that sometimes things indeed will go wrong. And you need to also be able to accept that sometimes, like you might not win in a situation, but, like it's not over, like what is the worst that could happen? Like the worst that could happen, maybe we don't make it to a class, or maybe, I don't know, I mean, the class don't get full, maybe the partners cancel. I don't know. I mean, like many things could happen, but what is the worst at the end? I mean, like the worst at the end is that we are going to do an amazing travel to like 7 different countries in Latin America. We are going to see tons of people. We are going to see something different, and it's going to be the experience of our life. It would be amazing if this turns out in a huge, amazing project. And if it doesn't, it was at least like one heck of experience. It was just amazing. So that is cool.
What a great way to look at it. Yeah. I mean, even if no one shows up to a class in Colombia, at least you're in Colombia.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, like I haven't been to Colombia, so that's cool. At least I get to see Colombia. At least I get to see the people. At least I get to meet some people. It's not like you're always going to meet people. You're always going to encounter people on your road. And that could open to another opportunity. Maybe the class was 0 people, but maybe you met 1 people walking on the street, and that person actually, I don't know, like leads you to another opportunity. Yeah. And that is amazing.
That is cool. The good thing is you're saying you went to 7 different countries?
Yes.
Oh, I only
7 different countries.
Okay. Tell me more.
Yes. Well, me, Sofia, I'm Venezuelan, so I had some problems with visas. So I went to 5 of those countries. Okay. But my team, which is like Alessio and Giancarlo, they went to the 7 countries. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, still, you've made the hard travel from Atlanta to a different continent, right? And it's all in one continent. Yeah. Did you go to Europe, or was it all in South America?
All in South America. Well, no, actually, it was the whole region, because, of course, Mexico is in North America, then Costa Rica and Panama, they're in Central America, and then the rest of the countries are in South America. I see. So the whole
still, you sort of, I guess, you limited some of the risks, because if no one showed up in Mexico, it's not like that was your only class. You could go down to Panama, or you'll still keep going down, right, along the direction that you all went, and there would still be more opportunities to succeed in terms of your goal of being able to teach people. So that I think is very smart. How did you fund something like this? Is it all through sponsorships? Did the classes tuition pay for your travels? Tell us a little bit more about the behind the scenes part of that.
Sure. Well, I mean, like the travel itself is started, funded through us, Latinos En Pizza. At the beginning, there was no class involved. It was just me and Alessio just going down to Latin America, getting to meet people, knowing pizzerias, like just getting to meet people and hanging out. And later on, like the AVPN, the Asociazione Verace Pizza Napolitana, they decided, to join us or to offer us the opportunity to dictate those classes. Even though they didn't offer like an economical support themselves, they offer the opportunity, to involve their brand, which is a very prestigious and well-known brand. And that allows also the opportunity to tap into some sponsors. Well, I mean, like after meetings with a sponsor, finding the right fit for every country and, understanding the needs, we were able to fund part of the trip with the sponsors. I would say like most of the trip was also, of course, found by the sponsors. It was not about the selling the classes. Actually, like the way that it managed, it was like the organizer mostly getting the economical procedures of those classes. Also because they are the ones organizing, because we are like, asking them like, you are organizing this, but at the same time, I have to be able to involve the brands that want to be involved in this class. So that was another thing. So basically, yeah, it was mostly through partnerships and sponsorships. Like, but we decided to take the risk. Initially, it was founded through us. So yeah.
Wow. Congrats on taking that risk, and I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah.
I don't know that people realize this if you're listening to this specific episode. It's that when you take a pizza class, some of these classes don't just show off any product. It's the product that they have partnerships with, right? Like I took a pizza class in Miami and they specifically had Lloyd pans. Yeah. They could have used American Metalcraft or something like that. Or, we specifically used Caputo at the time. They could have used Central Milling. And so these partnerships are lucrative, and it makes sense. That's really smart and I'm glad it worked out, like I said.
Yeah.
What was the best thing?
Happy as well.
Yeah, right. What was the best thing that happened in terms of like being there and really having that opportunity to connect with your community in person?
The best thing. There was so many best things. One of the coolest thing is what it was like finding how far could people go to just go to the class to like they were so interested in meeting us and getting to, like entering that class and getting their certificate and everything. That was also like always surprised me. There were people driving 12 hours. There was even one guy in Colombia. He drove from Venezuela through Colombia. It was more than a day of traveling between countries. Yes. And, like he just went to the adventure and, like just to meet us and see that class. So that was very cool. That was one of the very, very.
Is this person a pizza maker already? Do they have a pizzeria? Are they just fans? Who is this person? I want to give them a shout out because that's really cool.
Yeah. So look, it's a person that started a little pizzeria in a very small town in Venezuela. And it actually is very fun, very coincidental that in that very small town, my father and my sister, they live there. But it's a very small town. You will never imagine that someone will start a project there. It's really like a very like distant place. It's not the capital. So yeah.
That's really cool. You said there were multiple best things. Any other ones that you want to highlight with the time that we have?
I would like to highlight, it was interesting to understand what are the difference in pizza culture regarding countries. You can see what different things they eat, one country to another one. What are they more interested in? It really depends about the population, the gastronomy, the culture that they have. So that was also very, very interesting to, get to know that.
Which out of the 5 countries that you went to, which country excites you the most with their pizza culture?
That is interesting because I have my list of countries very, very well defined. So I guess that one of the countries that have like the most excitement about pizza is Chile. Chile is one of the countries, like we actually got the most people in Chile. That was amazing. So I feel like they are very like passionate about pizza. They really love pizza, and that is so cool. That is so nice. But there's another country as well, and that country is actually one of the ones that are like the ones that have like more things to go to develop, which is Colombia. But the fact that there's so many things to develop and then there's not that many representative, even though they are, but there's not that many, is very exciting because you see a market that is just starting and you see all the potential of growing, like through the years. And that is also cool. It's like when you see a project that is just starting and you know that it could be very big. So yeah, I will highlight those 2 countries, but like all the countries have cool things to say.
Okay. And when you say they're excited about pizza, are they just lacking a pizza culture and it's just getting started? Are they creating different styles of pizza that make them, I don't know, more excitable or something to pay attention to? Like what are you seeing exactly?
Okay, depending on the excitement. I feel like, and I would say like most of the countries in Latin America, this pizza movement is relatively new. Like COVID times, ish, like 4 years ish. So they are excited to see this new market opening up to them. They are excited about the things that they are discovering. There's some countries that have more established pizza culture, like a community of Italians or whatever in there, but it's still something relatively new, and there is, like a lot of, like growing happening just so fast.
Right.
So that is the thing, that every time they are trying to innovate, to find new recipes, to find new styles, to offer something different to the people that, like they are sharing this new movement with. So that is very cool to see.
Okay, cool. I guess one of my last few questions for you as we sort of start to wrap things up is like, what is your plan to help cultivate that growth in a place like Colombia or Chile? How are you, Latinos in Pizza, going to put your hands in there and make sure they succeed?
Yeah, I mean, the first step that we took is, of course, going there, meeting people. Now we are figuring out how to connect those people and what are they missing and what can we offer to, like fill out that gap. One of the things, like also understanding what are the opportunities in this country, what is important in this country, what are the biggest food shows in the country, what are the biggest exponent, what is the economy, who can connect us, because, like different countries have, we were able to establish different connections. So how can we connect to the economical side of the countries? Some countries, for example, we were able to connect, especially like in Chile and Colombia, those two indeed, with the Chamber of Commerce, the Italian Chamber of Commerce. So that's amazing. So now how through that we are able to, like expand the reach of the pizza, the reach of the pizza culture, like what is missing is the next question. What is missing and how can we start offering that what is missing?
Yeah, and you're at a position where you can see what's missing at scale through the use of social media. It's like your eyes are everywhere, right? And that's the beauty about social media is you can be in multiple places at once, or you have people from all over the place sending you this trend, that trend, and you notice, oh, but they don't have this. Maybe that will benefit them. And I think you're in a really, really cool position to be able to have a say on that.
Cool. Yes, we definitely love it.
One of the quotes that you live by is, or one of the, just things that you live by is that keep fighting for your dreams. Resilience is the key to a successful business. And I would love it if you could share one of the hardest things that you've experienced with Latinos in Pizza and growing it. Or maybe even one of the mistakes that you've encountered that you've learned from that you want to share with others.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so one of the experience, I can give you two. Like one of the experience, the most difficult experience that I had in the tour is me being Venezuelan and having so many difficulties to enter to so many countries, to the point that I was arriving to Costa Rica, and because of some paperwork issue, very long to explain, I was denied entrance in the spot. And they had to get me back in a plane, back to the US. And I had to wait for that plane. It was 1 p.m. and I had to wait until the next day, until 8 a.m. in the airport. So that was very difficult, okay? Like yes. So the difficulty itself is that I have lived the Latino experience. I know how difficult it is to be there. That's one of the things. The other one of the things that I will say that I encountered was maybe the fact that some people want to grow, but maybe they don't have the resources to do it. So we need to figure out, like how to connect them with the proper resources. Because in Latin America, what we realize is that most of the time it doesn't come to like lacking passion or lacking even time, because they have good, like resources of that, but lacking the economical part to acquire a better product or like any financial help to grow their business.
Yeah, that's tough. That is tough. Yeah. And I hope your sponsors recognize that there is potential for these countries and that they can help you find a way to maybe provide scholarships or sponsor certain people or something. And even if it's not through your sponsors, I do hope you find a way.
Yes. I hope the same. And I'm really sure that we are going to be able to, because that is one of our main goals as well. Like not only like getting a profit or getting money out of this, but the fact that we can really change lives. Like we see so many lives and so many talents that maybe are not able to go through the full extent of it just because of the position that they find themselves, like the passport that they have, the country that they find themselves in. Like I experimented some difficulties even by living in America and having some economical resources to be able to do that. You could imagine what a person living down there would experiment. It's even more difficult.
Yeah, I know. My family's from the Philippines. I very much understand like what it's like to have very few resources and, like shared experience, right? I personally have never lived there for an extended amount of time, but I know how far my dollar goes compared to them there. And so I do see the struggle, and been fortunate enough to visit like countries like India or countries like Indonesia, where you can see it's just so difficult to be able to survive or splurge or invest in yourself because of things like money. So I really do hope you find a solution to that. Now, I want to see, what lesson did you learn from being stuck in Costa Rica and having to fly back to the US? What are you going to do differently next time?
Oh my gosh. First of all, I guess like I will thoroughly read every single regulation that every country has. So I'm close to obtain my citizenship here in America. It's still very important to like read and know everything that you need to know when you're going to a country. Like, and it's, what would I do different? I would say, like, to be honest, like I felt like I knew everything that I needed to know. So to be honest, what I will do, I don't know, because it was very unexpected.
I'm so sorry.
Like understanding that things happen, I guess.
Well, thank you for allowing us to learn from you, because even if you're a US citizen, you still have to have visas for certain countries. And I think you have provided us a great example to just try to be more prepared in our lives, especially when it comes to something like travel, where it's hard to undo a mess up like that. And thank you for sharing with us those two lessons that you've learned. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. And hey, I mean, like, things happen. What you have to be is the most open and flexible to things happening. Try to deal with it how you can.
Build that muscle so that you can take on any sort of adversity.
Yeah, that it is.
Sofia, you've been so kind with your time, and I like to wrap up the show with one question. Feel free to take it as it is. There is no right or wrong answer. What's good dough?
What's good dough? For me, it's how I'm feeling and how the world is feeling with me. Okay. Sometimes I'm feeling amazing, but the world is, I don't know, too hot for me. So I get overproofed. Kind of stuff. So that's what I think.
That's amazing. I like that. And so what are you doing? So I want to know a little bit more. I'm very curious. If you get overproof, what do you do?
I explode. No, that's not the right answer. No. Therapy back on. I don't know. I guess I'll have to get back on the fridge, or I have to re-roll myself. That is supposed to be the answer.
I love that though. That's I haven't heard an answer like that where it made me want to prod a little bit more. So thank you for sharing that. And thank you very much for your time. I'm glad we were able to connect. Congratulations on all that you're doing. Really excited about the work that you're doing. So good job.
No, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. And I guess see you in Vegas.
See you soon.
See you. Bye.
Well, there you have it. My conversation with Sofia from Latinos En Pizza. Wow, what an amazing conversation. Sofia, you are an amazing individual. You have such a great vision and an amazing purpose. And I can't wait to see how this group grows over time. I can't wait to have you back on to check on the progress. To you, the listener, let's go. Support this community, right? Because we need to do it. We need to empower people who may not have the resources to start their own pizzeria. We need to inspire folks. We need to show why the pizza industry, especially in America, is successful, is because we have back of house workers doing a lot of the work, and they deserve all of the light as well. So please help me and Sofia shed some light on that. Let Sofia know what's good dough by DMing her on Instagram. I'll link to her information in the show notes. I appreciate you for listening. Till next time. Peace.